3D printing. You've probably all heard of it. There's a janky looking machine sitting at your desk, which, given a few hours, craps out a cute little blue plastic robot. While this is, undoubtedly, 3D printing, this technology has so much more to offer. Some of you may remember the 2014 movie, Big Hero 6. The most memorable part of it was undeniably the big marshmallow robot, but arguably more interesting are the little microbots that actually set off the whole plot. What I want to focus on specifically is their showcase, where the main character shows how the microbots are capable of constructing an elegant metal tower in seconds. While to many this may look fantastical, this could very much be the future of 3D printing technology. But before I get ahead of myself, let me explain how this actually works. 3D printing is the process of layering material upon itself to achieve a desired shape or design. This could be anything from melting plastic for hours, one layer at a time, to hardening metal dust into shapes using lasers. The opportunities offered by this really are quite extensive. I'm going to show you some examples now. First off, 3D printed burgers. And no, I'm not talking about plastic ones, real food. Certain printers have been adapted to accept edible material for use as filament. For me, the first thing that comes to mind is chocolate. And yes, this is a great display of the concept. In fact, this is already being put in place for cocoa giants like Barry Callebaut. The use of 3D printing offers much more intricate design and exact replication. But it gets more interesting when you start using softer foodstuffs like dough, pasta, cheese, or cultured meat. A burger can now be designed entirely on a computer and printed in a matter of minutes. Sadly though, unlike depictions such as in Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, dough is still dough and has to be cooked before it can be eaten. That doesn't mean we won't be able to eat our own perfectly synthesized grilled cheeseburgers, only that we'll have to wait a bit. Another current use of 3D printing is in the engineering space. Using titanium or nickel alloys, complex parts for cars or planes can be prototyped or manufactured in hours. While high-volume parts are still made with molds or CNC machines, more intricate components tend to be printed, owing to the much more precise process of laser fusion. Currently, these machines are limited mainly in size, but companies are already working to facilitate larger prints, which will see 3D printing used much more in such settings. But it doesn't stop there. Bioprinting is a practice where bioinks are mixed with cells to produce living tissue. The possibilities here really do seem endless, but let me entertain you with a few applications. Drug development. Bioprinted material can be tested on in the early stages, instead of sacrificing your New York sewer's worth of rats. Artificial organs. You decide to give up water for vodka, and now you need a new liver. Well, now you just print one, instead of waiting for the next motorcycle crash. Wound healing. The healing process can be sped up massively by attaching the same tissue to an area. You no longer have to go without skin on your legs to cover up your burns. And lastly, printed blood vessels. You can now have non-U blood vessels. Vampires will be happy. Now, admittedly, these aren't all at stages of implementation yet, but with technological advances happening as fast as they are, I wouldn't be surprised if you could print a clone in about 10 years. So, no, we don't quite have tiny printer droids yet, but the future looks promising in this realm, and hey, maybe you'll have that cheeseburger sooner than you think.